DraftKings, and they made a deal with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
It's like, let's bankrupt.
We'll give you 100 mil.
Yeah, let's bankrupt these motherfuckers. We're gonna bet it all on me. I mean, that's like a Guy Ritchie movie.
It is.
You know,
You're an absolute idiot. There was no reason for, first of all, you go to jail. Why would Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world, partake in anything like that? Just use your brain. And MVP, too much to lose. You go to jail. Federal effing prison.
Jake Paul's a fraud in terms of boxing. But worse than that, after all this hype about what he was going to do to Joshua, what did we see? We saw a cowardly display from a guy who shouldn't be anywhere near a boxing ring.
Interviewer 1. Joe Rogan slammed Jake Paul over reports that he attempted to bribe Anthony Joshua during their fight, blasting the alleged $100 million deal as a stain on boxing. Rogan argued that such tactics cheapen the sport, saying that using massive payouts to influence fighters erodes competitive integrity and undermines the credibility of the matches.
not for Jake Paul.
Of course, that'd be awesome. I'm
Not
saying
for
for
all the
Anthony
young
Joshua,
bucks.
who was gonna be the guy.
Destroy some sports books also, apparently.
What are those odds?
They lose $100 million or something, I think.
Yeah,
That's where.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Might take a
people
dive
betting
there.
on the Jake Paul underdog right now.
there's people betting on him.
Yeah, because he's got that's plus 650. You're making 6 times
Yeah.
the money you put in.
Yeah, but what are the odds? Really?
Not good. but
What are the
that's-
odds, really? I know I literally said, what are the odds to the odds?
Joe Rogan reportedly noted that Anthony Joshua remained locked in and refused to be drawn into any of Jake Paul's alleged tactics. He said that if Joshua had gone along with it, it would have been devastating for boxing fans, reducing the fight to a scripted wrestling-style performance instead of a genuine contest. Rogan suggested that Jake appeared to be chasing an easy staged win. But Joshua's composure and skill ensured the bout stayed real and upheld the sport's integrity.
Suspect shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, they suspect shenanigans.
But a first
if they
round.
come out and fucking circle each other like pro wrestling and grab the ropes, we're gonna be like, no,
Yes.
you motherfuckers.
When Nate fought him, that was great.
Well, listen, that's another fight. Look, Nate, no disrespect to Nate, but Nate fought his career at 155 pounds for the most part, a couple fights at 170.
Yeah.
Very good.
Interviewer 3. Ariel Helwani noted that Anthony Joshua had no reason to take reckless risks for money, emphasizing that Joshua is already financially secure and more focused on protecting his legacy. He explained that Joshua's cautious, disciplined approach safeguarded both his reputation and the sport, warning that chasing a payday could have seriously harmed boxing's credibility and set a troubling precedent. Instead, Joshua delivered a respectable, fair contest, proving that honor and legacy still matter more than short-term profit. Joe Rogan echoed this sentiment, declaring Joshua the best heavyweight boxer in the world and praising his skill, power, and ring IQ. Rogan added that the outcome was never in doubt, as Joshua's experience and technique are on a
Idiot. There was no reason for, first of all, you go to jail. Why would Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world, partake in anything like that? Just use your brain. And MVP, too much to lose. You go to jail. Federal effing prison. AJ, for what? For what? He doesn't need it. He doesn't need more money. It's great, but to risk this? No, look at what's going on with the gambling. No way. There's no way. My respect for Jake has grown. I know people don't like to give him credit. You fight amateur, influencer, pro boxing. You have my respect. I don't care what kind of fighter you are. I don't care how many wins you have. You step through those ropes. You have my respect. He lasted 6 rounds. Most didn't think he would. I think the line as far as how many rounds was 2.5. So clearly, most people thought he would be out of there around that point, and I think a lot of people were going with the under. He had some moments. He had the antics. Obviously the takedowns and all that weren't great. But golly, I think he was tired. The ring was bigger, and everyone said that was going to benefit him, the 22 by 22 ring. But cardio has been an issue for him, and so when you're circling and dancing, you're going to get tired. You're going to gas out, and I think that happened. Arms were down, and he was getting pinned. He was getting cornered, and he was getting, AJ was doing a great job, I think, of not letting the fight be contested in the middle of the ring, cornering him either in the middle, like the turnbuckle, or up against the ropes. He was cutting him off perfectly. And so I know people are going to be upset that AJ didn't get rid of him.
Subscribe us to see more such videos.